What's up you guys, it's Katie, welcome back to Still the Spotlight. I get a ton of questions regarding personal style and how to rock it, I suppose. So I asked if you guys would be interested in a full video and a ton of you said yes, so here we are. Before we jump into it though, I did want to say a huge thank you to today's sponsor, which is ShopTagger. I've worked with them multiple times before and they're still one of my favorite applications to use. If you guys haven't heard of them, ShopTagger is a completely free service where it's super easy to just download a little button onto your browser, and from then on, whenever you're online shopping, it's like your best friend. Whenever you're shopping, you just click the cute little button and then you can add it to whatever organized list you have. And then from there, ShopTagger can notify you whenever your items go on sale or they're running low in stock or even come back in stock. They've also added an extra feature recently to save you even more cash. I'm telling you, they always have your back. And pretty much whenever you're on checkout, again, you just click a new little button this time and it will scan the internet for the best available coupon codes. Personally though, my favorite part is still the fact that you can categorize your items into lists. This just helps organize my scatterbrain and make sure that I'm shopping smart. And you guys are gonna see throughout this video just how useful it can be to organize your thoughts when it comes to style, especially defining your own personal style, and also just making sure that you're making purchases that make sense for your own wardrobe. So thank you again to ShopTagger for sponsoring today's video, and if you guys want to check them out, of course there will be a link in the first row of the description box.
Let's get it.
So fashion is something that is often referred to as just being superficial, I suppose, and I do understand that point of view to a certain degree, but when it comes to personal style, I really do think it can be a lot more than that. For me personally, it's really helped develop my confidence and just how I feel about myself, which obviously then affects you in so many different aspects of your life. I mean, I've been doing something fashion related for so many years now, but if I'm being completely honest with myself, I feel like I've only really taken the time to develop my own personal style in about the last year and a half, and I'm feeling really good with the place I'm at now. So hopefully these steps that I took can help you guys too, but definitely do keep in mind you need a little bit of patience. The first mission is deciphering what you already own in your wardrobe that you absolutely love. Things that you're excited to wear and that when you put them on, you feel good about yourself, because essentially we just want more of that, more feeling yourself energy. For me, this is just about asking what are my most worn pieces, so I thought I'd share them with you today. Vests in any and all forms has to be top of the list. I also like a variety of plaids, whether it is in shirts, skirts, pants, you name it. On a day-to-day basis, I pretty much exclusively wear these two pairs of platform shoes. Some form of hair accessory is seemingly quite important to me as well. And last but not least, it is pretty obvious that I am quite a fan of color. Yes. Once you have identified those pieces, it is time to put your fashion analysis hat on. I don't know if everyone's school had that. We had like a different color cap for every part of your brain or whatever. I don't even know. But whatever color your fashion analysis cap is, chuck that bad boy on. It is time to delve a little bit deeper. What do these items have in common? It could be a particular decade that they all seem to be inspired by. Maybe you see some form of color palette developing. Is there one particular type of clothing that keeps reoccurring? Is there a certain comfort level to them? I find that that one is most often linked into just the sort of lifestyle you live as well. But I can already hear some of you guys now saying, hold up, I don't like anything in my wardrobe, so that step's irrelevant. What am I supposed to do to get started? I think that the best first step for you is probably just looking at people's style that you really admire. Try and choose maybe 3 or 4 different people and then analyze their looks. See if there's like a common theme throughout, or if there's even a particular piece that they all seem to like to style. Also, I believe a really important one is actually just asking yourself, what are my interests? Because often we unknowingly take inspiration from these things, and also it's a really good way to make your style unique and personal to you. Maybe it's your favorite movies, TV, anime, the genre of music you listen to. I mean, clearly K-pop had a huge influence on my style.
Duh.
Are you someone who frequently goes to the beach? Are you into skating? Are you into art? Or are you someone who's more sporty? All these sort of interests can really have an impact on how you want to dress. Pretty much the goal here is just to find some form of direction, because there is like a million aesthetic labels that people are throwing around these days, which just makes it really hard to know what to search for to find the inspiration you need. So instead of just throwing yourself in the maze and like having to search 360, if you can already define a couple of key things that you really love, then hopefully we'll have like a general direction to travel in, and we know to head northeast in order to find the treasure. Now we're at the point where we can start searching and piecing together our own mood board of all the stuff that is inspiring us. And personally, I like to do this on Pinterest. I'll leave a link to mine actually. Mine's just like fun style inspo, and that's my main one where I just brain dump everything that I like the look of. So there's not really a particular mood or vibe to it. It is just everything I like, and I think that this is best to start off with, because you're really just being honest with what is drawing you in and sparking your attention, and then from there, if you want to, you can go through and curate it a little bit more and pick out what style is coming across the most. Now this won't be a problem for everyone, but sometimes you'll get to the end of finding all your inspiration and you'll be like, okay, these are my 5 key themes that I'm really into, and then you'll be like, shit, they're literally drawing me in like complete different directions. They don't overlap whatsoever. What am I supposed to do with this information? I know this is something that I really struggle with, because on Instagram, people just seem to have like the perfect cohesive feed and everything just seems to mesh together perfectly. And I'm like, how do you do it? But it's okay. We don't need to box ourselves into a particular look. That definitely works for some people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that is a bad thing whatsoever, but I do want to help you guys out who are just feeling a little bit all over the place. I think it can be very comforting to try and find people who are trying out different styles and not sticking to one particular Instagram feed, and I think that is why I was so drawn to Hyuna's style instantly, because she's just all over the place and I am here for it. But obviously the issue here is that we can't all afford to have like 5 different wardrobes depending on our personality that day, and I think the solution there is just finding pieces that are very versatile and can work in with numerous different styles, as well as having some key basic pieces to help ground your main wardrobe. So a couple of examples that I find helpful for this are things like blazers, which you can do like an Instagram baddie sort of look. You can do something quite chic and sophisticated, and then you can also kind of toughen it up into that more e-boy sort of vibe. Pretty much the same thing applies for button-up shirts as well, an absolute essential in my wardrobe. The turtleneck is a great piece that I swear works with just about any style. Accessories are also a great one, because you can just keep that plain base outfit on and then throw on different accessories depending on your mood, and obviously they're also like less expensive to be investing in. And actually plaid pants is one that I found personally flows really nicely between the looks that I'm trying to create, and I think this is a good one to kind of end this long tangent on, because it can be useful to like different types of styles, because it means that you're taking a piece of each and then mixing it all together and spewing out your own creation, which definitely means that you're having a more unique approach to your personal style rather than more of a kind of copy of something that's already out there. Also, I feel like there's kind of a stigma of copying a certain style too closely, but honestly, you gotta start somewhere, and I think it is totally fine, and I think that's a really good way to get started, and then from there you can start trying out a few little personal touches. If you are really determined to have that aspect of individuality to your look though, then I highly recommend going thrifting or whatever form of secondhand shopping you can, because that really is the point that just forced me to get creative with my style, because no longer is the store telling you what's on trend, what you should be pairing with what. You're just going in there with like a mismatch of all different types of styles, and whatever you're drawn to, you know, is truly something that has caught your attention and sparked your interest. It's also a really affordable option to try out new things, because as much research as you do and you think you've got it covered, that this is the style for you, sometimes you feel differently about it when you do actually try it on and are out and about. So this is a very cost-friendly way to trial and error. If there are a few specific items you feel like you're really missing in your wardrobe though, and you're going to be online shopping, then seriously, ShopTagger is actually really helpful, especially if you create those lists. So for example, if you think you're really missing a blazer, but you're not exactly sure which one's right for you, I would just go through and add a lot that you have in mind, and then kind of let them sit there for a few weeks. A, you might see if any of them go on sale, and B, it also just gives you a little bit of time to take note when you're getting dressed in the morning and see if there is a particular style that would be fitting these outfits more than the other. For example, maybe you were saving a bunch of like beige linen blazers because you thought that that's what you liked the best, but then after getting dressed every day, you realized, no, that wouldn't suit these outfits. Really what I'm missing is a more chic, classic black style. Or maybe you feel like your outfits are a little bit too boring and you think that investing in a printed blazer would be best for you. I think this idea of smart shopping is really important when it comes to personal style, because it means that you're going to be purchasing things that you really love and you know you're going to get wear out of. Questions I get a lot about my personal style is, how do I have the confidence to wear what I wear? And also, do I actually wear this in like real everyday life? And the answer is yes, but I didn't always have the confidence to do that. And honestly, I am a very shy person. Like, you ask anyone who knows me in real life, I'm practically a mute. Like, honestly, I was at a barbecue on the weekend and I was there for a few hours. Probably all I said was, hello, how are you?
Hi, how are ya?
Thank you and goodbye. Like, no joke. But despite that, and the fact that I knew everyone else would be dressed in a more casual, sort of laid back look, I still decided to wear this outfit, which felt very me, because to me, my style has become almost like my security blanket, and it's the one thing that I can rely on to kind of calm me down and make me feel more comfortable. This wasn't always the way. I used to really be like a people pleaser, and I wanted to fit in so badly that depending on who I was going to see that day, I would kind of try and adjust my own style to hope that they would like me. But it actually always made me feel even more insecure and like worried, because I was like, oh god, like I've tried so hard to impress them, what if they still don't like me? I don't know. I guess my point to that story is just that I do know how hard it can be and how scary it seems to try out a different style and dress how you want to dress, but trust me, I feel 1,000 times better ever since I just started wearing whatever I wanted to.
You nice, keep going.
I think that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope it wasn't too rambly. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments some key things that you're taking inspiration from at the moment, or like what aesthetic you think that you're identifying with most. And I did want to leave you guys with one quote as well. Let me just double check it so I don't get it wrong. It is to never feel like you have to be the same person you have always been. And I just thought that that would be a nice little sign for anyone who has been thinking about switching up their style but is kind of too scared. So this is your sign today. Hopefully you guys will take it on board, and I'll see you in my next one, I guess. Thanks for watching. Mwah.